Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan, and yes, I am live streaming a second time today. Some kind of record for me. I'm just a live streaming madman. This is actually a video that I was going to try to shoot a couple days ago, and life happened, and I didn't have a chance to on Monday. So I've been sitting on this for a couple of days, and really been itching to get it out of the box. But I wanted to do an unboxing for you guys and show it to you. Hopefully it won't be too cumbersome to do that in this form. It might have been smarter to pre-record this, but I've been live streaming pretty much everything lately, and it's always fun to interact with you guys while I do stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Hopefully it works out okay. I don't know if this is going to have a bunch of stuff I've got to kind of cut off in the back to get out of the box. But anyway, this is a thing that I've wanted for a long time. It came out, I think, a couple of years ago, and I guess either NECA is still making these, or there was some backstock that was just lying around that Walmart still hadn't liquidated. But I happened to be in a Walmart the other day. Not a store I tend to frequent much, but my family and I had to be out of the house for several hours because we've had this might be TMI, but we've had a bed bug problem at my house, and that is one of the most difficult things to get rid of, and we've had to do this 3 times now. We keep having to get the house sprayed. There's remnants, you'll see a couple, and then you've got to, call up again and get your place sprayed, and it's irritating. What's kind of fun though is that the place that, I guess, free plug for this company, but the place here in Kansas City that we've been using to exterminate is called Blue Beetle, and the lady that was here the other day claimed that part of the reason that they went with that name was because of the superhero, surprisingly. So anyway, I thought that was fun. But anyway, they drive around in VW bugs that have that have antennae on the tops. But anyway, I digress. So this is a thing that I found in a mall a couple years ago that I nearly pulled the trigger on. It was just a little expensive at the time, and I was like, I don't really want to spend the money. And I found it for a little bit of a better price now, and it's more expensive online. So I was like, I guess I'll go ahead and pull the trigger on it. So something else for my Batman 1989 collection. This is the NECA 1/4 scale Michael Keaton Batman figure, and it's just gorgeous, I think, or at least inside the box it sure looks like it is. And it's, I believe, to the same scale as a lot of the giant Ninja Turtle figures that they've put out. They've got a bunch of movie Ninja Turtle figures that I also would really like to have. I don't know where I'd put them. This obviously takes up a whole ton of space, and I have no idea where in the bunker here this thing is going to go. But look at the box. One of the reasons to get this is just the box is super cool. That it's Batman's chest with the belt at the bottom. Really nice, minimal presentation. I love what it looks like on the back there. This is apparently a cloth cape, and I am super stoked about it, and I just could not help myself but to go ahead and pull the trigger on this. One of the reasons I had to have this is it is one of the best face sculpts that, really capturing what Michael Keaton looks like in that movie that I have ever seen with an action figure. And certainly maybe a little bit easier in this scale to get that right, but just look at the details, the contour on the face, the somewhat, kind of duck lip thing that Michael Keaton does. It's really authentic. It looks really believable. And I have taken pictures of this and shown it to people that didn't even realize it was an action figure. That's how kind of real and believable that looks. Welcome everybody in the comments. Thanks for watching me show off this Batman figure. So I have not pulled this out of the box yet, like I said, and I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Bear with me in case this takes a couple minutes, because like I said, I don't know if this is going to have like twist ties or anything that you've got to cut off in the back, or anything like that. So here he is in all of his glory. I kind of expected this to have one of those flip open fronts where you can see the entirety of the figure, but it just had that kind of window in the front. So here he is on the box, and honestly, if this is real difficult to get out, at least we'll have been able to see what he looks like. He's got a lot of accessories, it looks like. I don't know if he has like extra hands and things, but I know he's got a grapple gun and a batarang with a rope. That's shown in some images online, and maybe even on the back of the box. But let me see what I can do about getting this guy out. It honestly might have been smarter to not do this as an unboxing. try not to cut anything on the actual figure here. Who else is here? Thomas Lowe show off. Yeah, I kind of worried about looking a little bit braggadocious with this, but I also thought you guys might want to see this. I don't have a lot of stuff like this. I've never bought any of the what do you call those? What is that? It's on the tip of my tongue. But these real kind of upscale, realistic looking figures. Sideshow. I've never bought anything from Sideshow, and these are kind of the more affordable alternative to Sideshow figures, I think. This one at, I'm trying not to mess up anything. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to cut these off with a figure without damaging it, so I'm going to have to undo these twist ties. Maybe I can cut it in the back. Let's see here. But, yeah, this cost me about $100. And online I'm seeing these for closer to $125, $130, and sometimes that much even with shipping. And so I thought now was kind of the time. And I don't buy a lot of action figures anymore. I have turned to statues, and I'm really slowing down on that too because I'm running out of space. I bought nearly the whole line of Power Rangers statues that came out over the last couple of years just a few months ago because I got a really good deal on those, and I don't think I've shown those off on camera yet. Maybe I'll do a show at some point and just show you guys what that looks like at the risk of being called braggadocious. Thomas Lowe, you need a superhero museum to display all the toys you have. I basically have that space now. Like, it kind of looks like that down here, which is really rad. I'm just having a difficult time getting all of this off. I kind of thought this might be the way this went, but I've only got, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I've got one more of these to cut off, and then we're good. If you're watching this after the fact, feel free to fast forward. I hope everybody is having a lovely evening. I'm shooting this real late. It's almost midnight here. I am basically on my way to bed after we get finished with this. I'm gonna have to, it's just a little bit of a day in the life of Captain Logan here. I'm gonna exercise a little bit and then go to bed. My wife and I, and don't ask me why, I guess we're just crazy, insane people, but we decided to go ahead and take the plunge and watch the first episode of Picard Season 2. I thought I was done. There's 2 more of these, apparently. And then we watched the Red Letter Media video on that, which was absolutely hysterical and kind of worth it just to see that. I won't talk about that right now, and I don't think I'm going to do a review myself on that because I'm not going to be able to outdo those guys, and they said a lot of what I would have to say. But, I don't know. If I've got a little time in the next couple days, I might feel the itch to say a little bit about that. Or maybe it'll come up tomorrow night on the Captain Logan show. There's a couple of really silly, stupid things with that I was surprised that Mike and Rich from Red Letter Media did not bring up. But anyway, Thomas Lowe scissors cap. I was using scissors, but I was having a hard time getting up underneath some of these ties, so I would have to twist them a little bit before I could get in with scissors. I've already been doing this for 9 minutes, apparently. Welcome back to Waste Your Time Evolution. I bet that wasn't a sound you thought you'd hear this evening. I'm just trying to get into these accessories. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the figure first, shall we? He's got some plastic on his... Whoa, goodness. I'm knocking things over here. On his cloth cape. And whenever you buy these things, you get some free silica gel. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this cape. I just love what that feels like. It's awesome. It's even got a cool smell to it. This is really, really pretty. I don't know what else to say about it. Just right out the gate, I'm really happy with what this guy looks like. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going to display him yet, but I can't wait to put him somewhere. More points of articulation than I might have expected. this is weirdly a thing that would, if you wanted to spend this kind of money on a kid that would really want to play with this, would actually kind of be playable, play withable, I guess. I have some other kind of tall figures that I have out just for decoration that my 3-year-old likes to play with. I won't be letting him get his hands on this one, probably, but yeah, elbows bend up and down, but also the arms go side to side, which is cool. The hands go around, but look at the detail here where he's got the grip on the bottom that stops a knife in that scene in the tower at the end. That's great. I'll look here in a minute if I can get the accessories open and see. Like I said, if he's got extra hands that look a little bit different, because a lot of these things from NECA tend to have that. He, of course, is the 1989 version and not the Batman Returns version. I don't know that I would have bought this if it was that version. I've always much preferred this suit, especially the chest, as silly as the old muscle chests kind of were. For whatever reason, I think the one on Batman Returns actually looks quite a bit goofier. The belt is the right color, and it even moves. That's really cool. If you'll recall, or some of you guys might not even know this, but there is a shot when Batman's standing in front of Joker's helicopter where the belt drops a little bit, if you're looking really closely, and it's cool that this actually moves. That's really neat. But I was going to say he's got the shape of the bat symbol, of course, from '89, as opposed to Batman Returns, or the symbol that movie was sold on with posters and things. I don't know if you guys are getting shadows from you looking at this on camera, but just where I'm sitting right now, the way the lighting is here, shadows hitting the contour of the face. He looks great that way. I kind of want to try to pose this and light it in such a way where he is maybe partially in shadow like he is sometimes in that movie, because it looks fantastic. But again, the real news here is just how realistic that face looks. It is just remarkable how close they got with that. Let's take a look at the feet and the boots and the underneath. I think there were treads with this suit, and I'm actually, this seems like a nitpicky thing to complain about, but considering all the detail with this, it is kind of sad that we didn't get any kind of treads underneath the boots, unless I'm wrong about that. There's some kind of outer treads, but in the center, it's just information, manufacturing information made by NECA, DC Comics, and the date on this is 13, which means this is apparently older. It's either older than I thought, or it's like when this initially came out, or they've been doing this scale for so long that it's using the same molds from older things. I'm not sure, honestly. When I looked this up, the date on it was 2020. So I'm not really sure why it's dated 13. That's kind of surprising to me. I really don't think they had a figure, an 89 figure this tall that goes back to that point. But anyway, let me see what some of you guys are saying in the comments, and then I'll see if I can get a look at the accessories with this. Thomas Logan, you need to do a Picard Season 2 video cap. I mean, like I said, it would be, I'm concerned about being articulate at all with that. I'm afraid that a lot of that video would just be me going and making faces at you. Comic Prodigy just pre-ordered the Hot Toys Batman figure. We'll also be getting the Batmobile. Zod, have mercy on our shelves. I love the way you wrote that. That's fantastic. I would love to get into more of this kind of thing if I had the space and if I could prioritize my money that way. But this is an unusual kind of buy for me, which is part of the reason I wanted to show it off. And I don't know, I have a hard time justifying the $200, $300, $400 plus that a lot of those figures end up going to. I prefer, if I was going to spend that much, I would rather do it on something like this than a resin statue that might break really easily, which is why I've gotten into plastic statues, which look great on shelves, and I've never had one person go, "Pfft, it's plastic, who cares?" For Master Yoda, the belt could be more bright yellow. Do I agree with that? Like, I kind of want to, because at first glance I was like, oh yeah, that color is right. I kind of liked that it's not exactly the same color, and maybe it's too drastically different, but as the bright yellow here, there should be a contrast there, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pull up an image and see if you're right about that. And we are being real fanboys here, but let's do it anyway, shall we? It's funny, as soon as I look this up, I'm just getting action figures. So yeah, I'll show you this to you. I don't agree with that. That looks about right to me. Yeah, that's a promotional still, and that honestly, that might be the main thing, the main resource that was being looked at when this was made, is just that image there. But yeah, that looks about right to me. In fact, this yellow is even... Yellow's not even the right color. I mean, it's a little bit more of kind of a bronze, maybe. This is even a little bit brighter than what I'm seeing in that production still, I think. But yeah, unknown passenger on welcome stream, or unexpected stream, but welcome one. Thanks, appreciate it. Glad it's not unwelcome. You don't have to watch though, but I appreciate it. Thanks so much. For Master Yoda, you should get the Batman Begins figure. Is that a Hot Toys thing? See, you're gonna tempt me, and I'm gonna get too excited, and then I'm gonna want to spend money that I really don't need to on stuff like that. But yeah, lately, collecting wise, I've been, and I haven't been collecting as much as I used to. Last year, I put kind of an embargo on myself and wasn't spending money for at least the first half of the year. Lately, collecting wise, it's been more about tattoos. I've been doing that for the last few months and haven't been buying really much else. And then I got the big Zed helmet, which I did a video on last month, which is wonderful. That's the most recent kind of significant purchase I've made for collecting. And then some Batman Pop stuff, because I collect those real hard, and there are a few out right now that I don't have yet. But that's about it. I've not been buying comics lately at all, really. And I've been focusing primarily beyond that on just Power Rangers and the Power Rangers board game. I keep talking about that, but that's the thing I'm all in on. And because of that, I'm having to kind of prioritize that over some other stuff. But anyway, for Master Yoda is the NECA 1/4 scale. It is, that's right. And Thomas Lowe, is it the same suit that will appear in the Batgirl movie? No, they've clearly kind of changed, updated the suit for that. Although, what we've seen so far looks like, and I don't know why I didn't get this when we talked about it a few weeks ago on the Captain Logan show, or a couple of weeks ago, but it is pretty clearly the stunt suit, so there are probably going to be some details to the hero suit that we don't know yet. Thomas Lowe, is it heavy? Relatively, yeah. It definitely has some heft to it. This cape is great too. I guess there's no way for that to not get wrinkled in a box. I'm also starting to wonder how long this has been on a shelf and in that box. Because again, what I read said this came out 2 years ago, but on the bottom of his foot it says 2013. Surely what I'm holding in my hand right now that I bought brand new at a Walmart isn't 9 years old. I would be really curious to know what the deal is with that foot. Thomas Lowe, what is the next big haul you will do? Like I said, I'm not sure yet as far as collecting and stuff. I haven't bought any comic collections lately or anything like that. But if something cool comes up, I will probably jump on and do a video with you guys, because it seems like some folks are interested. For Master Yoda, what I meant is that there is a NECA 1/4 Batman Begins figure. Oh, yeah, I am definitely interested in that. But again, I'm like, I shouldn't prioritize that, but I'm going to look into it now. I'll look into it. Okay, so now we're going to see if we can get those pesky... I'm really stoked about this. We're going to see if we can get those pesky accessories out of this box. So I have now ripped this open, which I guess is unfortunate. This is pretty packaging. I don't tend to keep these boxes I'm sure some people are probably gasping with shock and awe about that, but, you know, I have a decent-sized house, but there's only so much space. And I don't plan on reselling these or anything. And even if I did, if I keep this in good shape, I won't be able to get as much for it as if I kept it in the box, but then I won't enjoy it as much either. There are extra hands. Oh my goodness, I have not done any research to see what came in this box besides the couple things I saw in pictures, because I wanted to be surprised, and I'm curious to see just how accurate, I'm expecting very, considering the figure, but just how accurate some of this stuff is to the props in the film. So we have the grapnel gun, and the coloration looks right on that. By the way, NECA has been making prop grapplers, and I would like to get my hands on some of those. And they're relatively inexpensive. I think 35, 40 bucks maybe. There's one for 89, and that's the main one I want to get, of course. But there's also one for the animated series. And I don't know if they've done any others, but that seems to be a collection they're building, so that's really cool. And then you've got what looks like a, like, how would you put it? A unfurled or protracted end of the grappler, maybe. I'm wondering if this thing shoots off. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. And then we've got, I'll just start popping other stuff out of this. So a couple of other gloves. Oh, of course, because you've got to have, so you've got to have fists with holes in the middle so that you can put the grapple gun or some other accessory in his hands. So yeah, every NECA figure I've ever bought, I believe, has had extra hands in case, for when you're holding things or when you're not holding things. Some of these things I'm not immediately sure what they're for. So there's a couple of these, and then there's this thing. I don't right away know what that's for. And there's two of these. Unknown passenger. I want a Johnny Gobbs action figure so this Batman can murder him. What would that even look like? Johnny Gobbs took a step off a roof flat on the pavement. And yeah, this Batarang looks great. Let me get this thing out. So for a second I was wondering where the rope was, because I saw pictures of this Batarang. I don't know what you call these. Somebody help me out with terminology. But yeah, I saw pictures of a Batarang with a rope around it, and I was like, hey, I don't see a rope here. There indeed is a rope here. And it's in this little baggie here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then here is the Batarang. Oh, wow, this is cool. So the Batarang... Ooh, am I missing a piece of it? Did I drop it? Okay, when I'm done with this video here, I'll go hunting in case I drop something. So this Batarang unfolds, which is really neat, but one side of it is missing. It looks like that's popped off the hinge. And I'm going to assume that I somehow dropped it when I open this up. Maybe it's still in this. That's weird, though. I don't see how I could have, actually. Oh, nope, it's right here. It's stuck on the tape. Okay. So, I don't think it's broken. I think we're good. But let's see if we can pop this back in there. Just riveting content tonight on Geekvolution, on Waste Your Time Volution. Yeah. Okay, I may have to do this on my own time, but at least we found it. I think I got it. Okay, I'm having a hard time getting this pop back on, but we've got it. So anyway, so we have a very elaborate Batarang that actually folds and unfolds, just like it does in the film. So yeah, this guy is awesome, and I think at first glance worth every penny. Let's take a look at the rest of the articulation. So he's moving in the center there, and his belt does go below the crease, which is kind of a nice added bonus, because you can mask the line that separates his torso with the rest of his body. So that's pretty cool. It helps it to look more like a statue than an action figure when you're displaying it on a shelf. Of course, the neck does not move, because it shouldn't, because he's Michael Keaton. So if he wants to go fight crime, he's gonna have to do this. And like and like Lucius Fox said in Dark Knight, it makes it difficult to back out of the driveway. And then let's see. So like I said, he's turning there, he's turning here and here, so that's cool. And then obviously at the shoulders. And then here's the articulation we have here. This is stiff. I don't know how often I'm gonna want him in any position other than just straight up standing, so I'm not gonna mess with that too much right now. But his feet turn here. And I saw a lot of images online of people posing him so that he's got his cape unfurled like he does in the opening scene of the movie. And I kind of wanted to see just how easy it is to do that. I'm not gonna full on do that right here, but it looks like the only movement, so this isn't on a ball joint, it looks like. The only movement we've got at the shoulder is straight up and down. And I thought maybe it would go out like this. So I'm not totally sure how people are making that pose work, but I'll take a look at it. Again, it's not a big deal to me. He's probably just going to stand straight up and down, because, I mean, let's be real. Like, the image that we're most used to seeing with Michael Keaton is he's just standing there looking and posing. Let's see what else folks are saying. Thomas Lowe, have you got figures as gifts from fans? Yeah, years ago I used to have a P.O. box, and every now and again folks would send me toys and things, which was always super cool of people, but I don't have a P.O. box anymore. Unknown Passenger, this Batman never grew out of vengeance. That is the truth, especially when he's setting people on fire in Batman Returns, which, quick plug, I'm going to be talking about again this Sunday night with my first attempt at a live Superhero Rewind Unscripted, and hopefully that works out okay and isn't the most horribly rambly thing ever. But you guys will be able to participate in that. I'm going to do some discussion and story analysis on that movie, real relaxed and podcasty, of course, like the other unscripted rewinds I've done. But then I'm going to take questions at the end, and we're going to do all of the segments that I was doing before on the podcast. We're going to put returns in the ranking, of movies that I've reviewed on Rewind. We're going to see if it needs to move anywhere from where it is right now. We're going to see if it's going to get a new rating, and we're going to do tweet-length reviews as well. So come check us out. Unknown Passenger, did they get the Keaton lips right? I think absolutely, and not too horribly exaggerated, because I've seen some things go too far where it looks like he's kind of a Mad Magazine drawing or something. For Master Yoda, there's a Superman like this. I have seen that, but it's been a good long time. For Master Yoda, there's also a NECA 1/4 Penguin and Catwoman from Batman Returns. I've seen the Catwoman, at least pictures of it, and it looks really neat. I knew about that Penguin, but I have not looked at pictures of it. Looks like For Master Yoda really knows his stuff when it comes to big figure collecting. Anyway, anything else you guys want to know about this figure? I'm not like an expert at figure reviewing. It's not a thing I've done a whole lot of. So if there's any aspect of this that I have not made super clear for you, or anything you want to see on this that I haven't shown you, let me know, or forever hold your peace. I'm going to go ahead and get going here in just a couple of minutes, because I have to go to bed. But it's been a whole lot of fun chatting with you guys, as always. Unknown Passenger, I have to admit, my love for Returns has been dying over the years. I am reassessing it this week, and we'll see if I feel any better about it than I have my whole life. But at the very least, I can get more in-depth than I did when I reviewed it all those years ago, when I could only talk for like 10 minutes. But you guys are wonderful. Sure appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and close things out here, I think. I'll be back again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time for a new Captain Logan show. We'll discuss some news from this week. I know there was a new trailer today, or at least a teaser for... Wow, the ears are really sharp. Quite sharp on the ears. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I damaged this or not, because there's kind of a piece at the top. I don't know if you guys can see that. That looks like it's kind of off, and I don't know if I did that, like bump it into it, or if it's just like an imperfection. It looks like it might just be an imperfection in the mold or whatever. But anyway, so I'll talk a little bit about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. I looked at that today, and I feel like there were one or two other things. Oh, we'll talk about the news with DC pushing a bunch of movies back from later in the year or even in next year. I know Flash apparently got, or at least I've heard, I've not actually looked this up, but some people sent me messages about it, that apparently Flash got put back to 2023, which is a little bit surprising, and I have theories about that, so we'll talk about it. But thanks again, everybody. You're awesome, and it was much fun doing this live for you guys. See you again real soon. I was Captain Logan. Bye, folks.